up, guys? So, what if racing gave me a notification that there's some news out? Well, not new. Well, I guess it's news. Uh, Motorsport Games has crawled out from the rock they have been hiding under, and I guess they've been hard at work planning how they're gonna dig themselves out of this incredibly massive hole they dug for themselves. So we're going to look at what their business plan is to dig themselves out of this hole. All right. So it says here, we heard you loud and clear. Here's a look at the road ahead with more info and the opportunity to ask our leadership team questions. Oh, here we go. We look forward to answering your questions in the Town Hall Inspired Q&A for all things on January 24th. Ugh. Here we go with one of these Q&A sessions that really, it's just to make you feel like they're listening. I've done a million different, wish list videos. These guys, they know exactly what the community wants. It's not rocket science. But the Q&A, I'm going to check it out just for a laugh, but I'm not going to take part in it. I'm not. I can't. I'm not going to feed into it because it's bullshit. And if I took part in it, it would be like legitimizing, what to me is just, this is public relations. They're trying to get you to feel like they're listening. I get it. They have to do something, right? But I'm just, ugh. All right, so we're going to take a look at this. All right, no, that was a picture. All right, hold on. Let's take a look at what the roadmap is, or this road ahead thing is. Upcoming releases, all right? January, February, April. All right. All right, so they got the updates here. So let's take a look at this. The Motorsport Games development team is hard at work on several updates, blah, blah, blah. In addition to various fixes and quality of life improvements, there are also a number of community requested features that should be coming to the game. Okay, so the first update, 1.4, stages. Finally, stages. Yes, I know everybody's saying, oh, it should have been there from the start. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Fine. It's finally going to be implemented. Let's see. You can turn stages on in both race and career now. Race now and career when the rules are turned on. Stage points are awarded, as well as playoff distances. Actual yellow flag laps between stages are not counted to give the player more laps of green flag racing, especially at the shorter race distances. If a yellow flag comes out prior to a stage end, the stage will be deemed finished and get the user ready for the next stage via caution period. Okay. Sounds fine. It's the way it should work, but my thing is the stage is going to work? Is it going to run smooth? Or is it going to be like the rest of the game, which nothing works the way it's supposed to? Also, the starts of each race, you know how hectic it is and how crazy that you just abruptly take control. Sometimes you don't know when you're going to have control of the car. A lot of times you get wrecked and stuff like that. So now you're introducing that same problem several times in the same race. So usually now, I guess you could hope for the best, and if you can get that clean start, then you're good. Now you got the stages, so that's going to happen several times. Is it going to run smooth? I don't think so. I haven't seen anything to get me to believe they can fix any of this. So it's nice that it's in there. Good. Private parties. You can now set your party to private once you have at least 6 players in there. Okay, so you got to have 6 players. I don't know why. Why is that a thing? Why can't you have just 3 or 4 guys? I mean, it's... Your private party can then head into either online playlist and race together without any other community members joining your fun. To set a party to private, make sure you have at least 6 people. And then look for private toggle tooltip appear at the bottom of the screen. Private parties are currently capped at 18 players, but we plan to expand this with a goal of allowing 40-player field. You still got the stupid hopper system. You can't really choose the track you really want to race at. You have to have 6 players. And you still have these stupid 2% races. So whatever the fucking percentage is, it's like 4 or 5 laps and then it's over. They're trying to put a band-aid on a broken system. Like the way this game was developed was just awful from the start. Why couldn't you just give people the opportunity or the option to run the races they want to race, the tracks they want, the length of the race that they want, so you're not stuck with just these little quick 4 and 5 lap sprints. They talk so much about pushing this gaming beyond like what the Heat franchise was doing, but at least with the Heat games you had all those options. If you wanted to run longer races, which is one of the reasons I hated online racing with the Heat games, because most people were just doing these quick sprints. That doesn't interest me. That's not real racing in my opinion. But at least they had the option. Here you don't have, you got to pick a stupid hopper and then you don't know where you're going to end up racing. And it's just a couple of laps and that's it. It's over. And you got to, if it's a private lobby, you got to have 6 players. And it's like, this isn't going to make the game better. It's just, it's stupid. But this is the best they can offer you because they designed this online to be this way, where you have these stupid hoppers and you don't have any options and you can't make the races longer. So they have to give you a band-aid because they can't do wholesale changes. This is embedded in the DNA of this game. They can't just restructure all this stuff through patches. They can't do it. This is why I told you guys I'm not a believer in patches. Patches are fine for small fixes. These developers have been getting away with more and more laziness and just lack of foresight because they feel like, we'll patch this, we'll patch that. And then now you have games that are completely broken and poorly designed. These patches cannot redesign the game. They're just going to put a band-aid on it. So now you got to have 6 players. You still have no control over any other part of the online racing. Why people would want to waste their time on this, I don't know. Corner cutting. If you cut corners on road courses, racing online, you'll be invalidated. Same penalty applies in Race Now or Career Mode. I thought this was already a thing. So you mean to tell me that you could cut corners in the game? I mean, I don't know because I haven't been able to play the game because my wheel and pedals still don't work. They've never patched it. Well, I haven't tried the game in over a month just to check it out. I haven't even tried it. So, yeah. Okay, so here's the other big update. Next Gen Test Mode. Be one of the first to experience the Next Gen NASCAR Cup cars. The Next Gen Test Mode is free to all players and takes you to Daytona and allows you to take the wheel of a live fast forward Mustang where you can spend time getting to know the car at the most iconic race. What bullshit. This is what tells you, this is what I fucking hate with these developers. They're fucking liars, man. They play games knowing that people are going to make assumptions. When they talked about next-gen cars, they never said it was just a test mode. They never said it was just that one fucking track, Daytona. I fucking hate the Daytona and Talladega. I'm sick of these fucking stupid restrictor plate tracks. Sorry. Me calm down a little bit. But I fucking hate this bullshit. They made it seem like you were going to be able to play the game with the next gen car. That was the update. They never said it was just this bullshit. You know why? Because they wanted you to run away with that idea. What a fucking load of shit. Next gen test mode only at Daytona. So you could just drive around the track by yourself. Camera shake toggle, you could switch it off. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Update. Here's the other big update. For the next-gen consoles, upgrade. If you have a PS5 or Xbox Series X, you can upgrade for free and enjoy NASCAR 21 Ignition. Whoa, for free! Because they know they already raped you for $60 or $90 for a garbage product. Optimized for the incredible performance of the latest generation console hardware. You can still play with friends on the previous gen consoles. Well, this sounds exciting. Optimized for the incredible performance of the latest gen of console hardware. That sounds amazing. Except, after watching this company, this means nothing. Otherwise, you know how I know this is meaningless here? They would have given you a list saying what these improvements would be. They would say the graphics are going to be better. The frame rate's going to be better. The game's going to load quicker. These are the big upgrades of these next-gen consoles. They don't list any of the reasons that this is going to be optimized for the next-gen console. They tell you it's optimized, but they don't tell you in what way. Because it's not going to be optimized. It's going to look and play exactly the way it does in PS4 and the Xbox One or whatever the fuck. It's just bullshit, man. I don't believe, and I'm sorry. I know there's people that are probably thinking I'm being overly negative. I'm not being overly negative. I mean, all right. I don't see anything here so far. This is a Hail Mary. Custom schemes online. Take your best paint booth creations online and show them off. This is a feature in progress for potential future update. So this isn't even confirmed. This is something they're like, okay, this might be something we'll be able to do. But it's potential. Feature in progress for potential. They're working on it, but it's potentially for a future update, but maybe it won't happen. But yeah, take your paint booth creations online, show them off, and shake and bake and bump and run those stupid fucking hoppers. Just head online and choose your custom paint scheme. What don't you see here? I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to guess. Career mode and race, well, career mode. They don't want you to use your custom schemes in career mode, because they feel like that would devalue the DLC garbage, the paint schemes that they always milk you for. That I tell people don't waste your money on, but they're not listening. Yeah, you can't use your custom paint scheme. The one thing that works in this game, the paint booth, and you can't use it in career mode. And you still won't be able to, because it's only going to be for online and only maybe, potentially. And here's the submit a question Q&A. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see. I'm not partaking in it, though. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to, because if I took part in this, it would be saying that I actually believe that something is going to come from this, or that this is not actually something more than what I think it is. Just letting people know, hey, we're listening to you. What can I possibly say or ask that I haven't in the past 10 years? or that the community hasn't asked. They know what we want. They've known what we wanted all along. They did not deliver. They know what kind of online we wanted, right? And instead, they gave us this garbage. With now they're going to add private lot parties, and you see how much of a band-aid that is. That you still can't choose the tracks you want. You can't run the length of race you want. You can't pick all the options. I mean, NASCAR Heat, the Heat franchise stomps all over this. And as lacking as that series was, NASCAR Heat 4 is the best NASCAR game we've had since the Thunder series. Or Dirt to Daytona, right? I'm not going that far back. But outside of that, in the past 10 years, the best game we got was NASCAR Heat 4. You had a career mode. It was kind of bare bones. Everything was bare bones, but it was there. It worked. You had a ton of options. And the AI was actually pretty good. So, I'm hoping Monster Games and iRacing can do something. Monster Games has shown that they can program AI. So, and iRacing already has done a decent job with the AI there. So, I don't know what plans they have for the future, but I'm going to get to this next topic soon, in a moment. But this is a joke. This is a Hail Mary pass. This is their desperate attempt, a last-ditch effort to dig themselves out of the hole they created. This isn't going to cut it. It's not going to do it. And I have even if they succeed, right, in adding all this, and it works, okay, the rest of the game is not in an enjoyable state. I don't trust that these things are going to work. It's just, it's too little too late. The business decisions that they made that put them in this position, I think it's just way too little too late. So let's go back. I want to see something here. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about, and it's related to this. Austin Oganowski posted this earlier today. Hearing unconfirmed stuff that NASCAR is about to distance themselves from Motorsport Games, with IndyCar following suit. iRacing's acquisition of Monster Games and Arantes Games is to prepare for a future in which they release multi-platform NASCAR and IndyCar titles. Now, it says keep in mind, unconfirmed. But the source was someone who's been right in the past. Now, I don't want to get too carried away, but I would love for this to be something that turns out to be true. Because I'm sick and tired of these fucking developers that try to rip people off with this business model that I've been telling you guys. The entire business model is broken. And it's just greed. They're not delivering products that are worth purchasing. And they're hoping that this exclusive license, making them the only developer that can actually give you a NASCAR product, that's going to lock you in. And no matter what garbage they shovel to you, you're going to take it, you're going to thank them, and you're going to keep complaining, but you'll keep buying. That's the business model. And finally, I think with this game, we are seeing at least an end to at least the NASCAR part of it. Like, you still have these issues with other developers, with Madden, with NBA 2K, like all these other developers, they're all doing the same business model. They're still getting away with it. But, these guys stepped in shit so bad that, this might be the end. And I could believe it. These licensing deals, they're not set in stone like people believe. There's always a clause, an escape clause. NASCAR can pull out any time if they don't like what they see. Yeah, so I really hope this turns out to be true. I don't really. There's not much else I can say at the moment because it is just a rumor. But this is the timing couldn't be worse for Motorsport Games that iRacing acquired Monster Games and this other developer, and they already have a history as Papyrus that where they have a good reputation. Unlike Motorsport Games, which nobody knew anything about them, and now what we do know about them is all negative. It's all bad. So yeah, I could see this happening. So this is like a light at the end of the tunnel for me. Anyway, if there's any other news that pops up, I'll talk about it. But yeah, there you go. Are any of you excited about this? This is garbage. But it's a last ditch effort. It's a Hail Mary pass. They're desperate. What else are they going to do? I mean, I kind of don't blame them. They're trying to, oh, look, we got plans. We have a plan. This is what we're going to do to get out of this thing. Nothing here is going to save you. I don't see anything here. This is too little too late. The next gen car is just a test mode at one track. So there goes that whole thing about we're going to bring next gen to this game. It just goes to show you, man, this is all smoke and mirrors. These guys just made big promises. They all flash, and I think they just came in with this attitude, fake it till you make it. And, they're in over their heads. They're in over their heads. There's no listing of what the upgrade to the next gen consoles is, right? If there was actually an upgrade where it's really optimized, that could mean anything. It's just fucking... It's just promotional shit. They're shoveling your way. They didn't tell you in what way it's optimized. They could easily just say, hey, the graphics are going to be improved, the frame rate, and the load times. Boom. But they can't tell you that because it's bullshit. Next gen car test mode. Okay, fine. You could turn off the shaky cam. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. That's not going to save this game. Private parties and the online system is a joke. The whole system is poorly designed. You can only run 4 or 5 laps at these tracks. Who the fuck thought that was going to be acceptable for a NASCAR game? And these guys promoted everything under the guise of, hey, we're aiming for a more realistic experience, a little bit more hardcore, right? The NASCAR Heat games is way better than this shit. So, I don't know, man. I'm not happy that these guys are failing so bad. I'm really not. I rooted for them, but I don't want to see any developer that continues this business model succeed. I want them to fail, and I want them to fail spectacularly where it's never forgotten. Nobody talks about NASCAR Heat Evolution anymore. NASCAR Heat Evolution actually was a working product. As bad as it was, it worked. You didn't feel like, hey, these guys totally fucking ripped us off. They sold us a product that doesn't work. Yeah, it was lacking. It was bare bones. But it worked. Yeah, it had some glitches and bugs. But you can still play the game. This game is unplayable. And the AI is horrendous. The worst AI. So, yeah, I want them to fail because I want future developers to know and let these guys be the poster boys for failure and what led to this. So whoever comes next and develops a NASCAR game, I want them to look at this and say, we do not want to do what these guys did. We don't want to end up like these guys. We want to make sure we do it the right way. So, yeah, and you got the Unreal Engine and all this stuff. And I told people, man, All right, that's neither here nor there. Let's just move on from that. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this. Do you agree or disagree with me? And I hope the rumors turn out to be true. I really do hope that NASCAR pulls the plug on Motorsport Games, because I don't know if they don't deserve another chance. They don't. They too much dishonesty, and they still haven't publicly owned. To say, "Oh, we heard you loud and clear." Heard what loud and clear? That's not enough. You have to take ownership. And you got to explain why you made the decisions you made. And if you're not willing to do that, I really don't care what you have to say at this point. I will keep an eye out for this Q&A. I have a feeling it's going to be a shit show. But it is what it is. So, I look forward to your comments later.